Welcome to the Carolina Beat. Atlantic Neurosurgical and Spine Specialist Dr. Jeffrey Beecher is joining me in the studio today, and today we're talking all about strokes. I know this is an important topic. Welcome to the show, my friend.
Thank you. Glad to be back.
All right, let's talk a little bit about some of the signs that someone would experience before having a stroke, and this is super important, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's an acronym we use. It says it's B FAST.
Okay.
So the B is for balance and the E is for eyes. So if you see somebody, or if you're experiencing kind of a loss of equilibrium, or you seem unsteady and there's no other reason why that should be happening, or if you see somebody's eyes deviating to one side, or things don't seem right with your own vision, those could be signs of stroke.
Okay.
Then FAST is the more classic and well-remembered part, which is face, arm, speech, and time. So if the arm is dragging or weak, or if the face is drooping or weak, if somebody's speech isn't making sense,
Slurring,
or garbled,
okay.
yeah, like slurred, those are all signs of a stroke. And then time, because time is of the essence.
Okay, so for someone sitting at home, and also for my observation as well, if you see that happening on someone, what is the first thing you need to do? Of course, call 911, but what do you do? Put them on their side?
You got it right on the head. Call 911.
That's it?
There's no CPR for this.
Nothing.
There's no other interventions. Call 911. If you take an aspirin, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but we don't know what kind of stroke it is, and if it's a hemorrhagic stroke, that's not necessarily a good thing.
Okay, I asked you something off camera for my own personal thought as well. The difference between a heart attack, and I know it's got to do with the heart, and a stroke. What is it?
It's very similar. If somebody's having a stroke, it means that there's part of the brain that's not able to get oxygen from the blood like it's supposed to. Same thing for the heart. If the heart isn't able to get oxygen, that's when you have a heart attack. So they're very similar. Sometimes people call a stroke a brain attack. The difference is after somebody has a stroke, a lot of time you can tell because they have a residual neurologic deficit that makes the normal life very difficult.
Yeah.
Whereas with a heart attack, as long as you recover from the heart attack, you're not having any neurologic deficits, and usually you just kind of go on about your time.
Okay, now what I thought was interesting was one of your questions, do strokes happen in the same place for every person?
They don't. So they can happen in different parts of the brain. There's similar areas, but if you have an embolus, which is a piece of blood clot or something that breaks out from the heart and goes to the brain, goes to the left side of the brain, it's different than if it goes to the right side of the brain or the back of the brain.
Okay, what's happening to the body whilst you're having a stroke? You did say that about the face and the arm. What's going on internally?
So the brain starts to have deprivation of oxygen.
Okay.
And when the brain cells, the neurons, aren't getting the oxygen they need, basically the nutrients they need, the cells can start to die. And they can die at a rate up to about 2 million neurons a minute. That's why time is of the essence. And once the cells die, they don't come back. It's the cells that are on the cusp of death, but not quite there yet, that we can save with our interventions.
Alrighty, I'm interested to know what can we do with our lifestyle to prevent a stroke, and is it we are more susceptible to a stroke if it's in our family?
Yes and no. It's more of the genetics that play into our body habitus and kind of the environment we grow up in that might lead to the things that we do in our daily life that sometimes we need to break those habits.
Yep.
So we need to be healthy, we need to eat right, we need to exercise appropriately, and we got to make sure we aren't obese.
Well, something that everyone would like to know at home, what are some of the treatments that one could have when having a stroke?
So if somebody has a big blood clot that goes to their brain and they get to us in time, we can go up either through the wrist or the leg, and we can take our small catheters and small devices and go up and actually take the clot out of their brain, out of the blood vessel, to prevent a stroke almost entirely sometimes.
So that's obviously an operation.
It's a big procedure, yes.
All right, well, we appreciate everything that you do. Thanks for
pleasure.
giving us great information.
Thank you.
If you want to find out more about Atlantic Neurosurgical and Spine Specialist Dr. Jeffrey Beecher, there's all that information up on the screen for you. Give them a call. They will walk you through any questions that you may have. Back after this short break.